Hello, everybody. This is Robert here again with more Revit training. In this exercise, we're going to look at work sharing. Uh, you might want to know what work sharing is. Um, it's basically a way to make a central Revit project file and allow other users to have local files or local copies and synchronize to a main central Revit project. It's called work sharing. For example, in an architecture firm or design firm, you may have multiple individuals working on the same Revit project. Instead of passing one singular file around, a central Revit project file is created, and all users have their own local copies and they add their own elements. And the discipline how it's set up can vary. You can have individuals working solely on different systems like mechanical, plumbing, or electrical, structural, architectural, or you can delineate down to different systems like just walls or doors or anything basically. So the approach can take different shapes depending on the need and the size of the firm you're working in. So, so to get started, we're going to take this project file that I have open. It's just created from one of these projects we've been working on in the past. Nothing's in it right now. So we're going to set up a central file and put work sets in and put everything in a work sharing. So first thing we want to do, we're going to go to the Collaborate tab. And all the way here on the left, you want to hit work sets. Now this will start the project of creating the central file. Default, you'll see this blank and it defaults to a work set. And it's, so nothing is in this. It will say here to move levels and grids. This will be the first one default. This will be work set 1. So we're going to leave this name to this right now. And they'll say OK. Now what this does is start to create a central file and all the elements that go into it. So once it's created, now we'll add additional elements in it. Now the work sets the work sets dialog box appears here. You have work set 1 and you have share levels and grids that we said previously. Now the next task is to set this up would be to add additional work sets. So depending on the setup and the users, you can use such things as create a work set. So let's say we want to say MEP. That could be one work set. You can name another one, say structure. Let's say new one, say doors. And then we say maybe HVAC. So you can delineate down all the way to whatever you want, basically. So as each unit takes owner of that work set, you have the ability to say no one else can modify it or work in that work set. For example, if I use the HVAC work set, means Robert, I'm the user, I can add and change elements on that work set, HVAC related. Other people see what I'm doing, but they won't necessarily have the ability to change it. Now that's up to you as the individual or the company, how you look at it. Now what you see on the screen is several columns. These work sets can be as many as you want. The first column says editable. Now the thing to note about this is it has nothing to do with the edit. It just who's the owner. And so right now the owner would be Robert because I created the central file. That's why these are always marked my name. The borrowers would be individuals that borrow the work sets for use in whatever they're designing. And then visible in all views, just I can actually see the data in all the views. So as other people add things, I can see it in mine. So right now we'll just leave it as is. Now there are a few other options on the bottom. One is project standards. This has to do with types, annotations, different elements, assembly, cable tray sizes. Some of them are automatic for when you create various elements inside of Revit. There's already elements created for you. Then we have work sets for families. Depending on the type of content you're adding or predefined, added. Now let's go ahead and click OK. Now I'll say yes here. Now if you go right here, you can pull this down and you can see our work sets that we created. And then we also have one down here, so you don't have to keep going back and forth into the you might not always be on that Claver tab. You don't be bouncing back and forth. So you can go here and change that. So once it's set up, you can go back and add more and change, etc. Now, once you have your work sets done, you just to save this as a central file. You just go File, okay, Save As, and we go Project. Now, we can call this we'll just call it Central MEP. This is the file that will sit on a server. No one ever really access or use this file. And you would access a local copy. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save here. Now it's preparing and creating a file. And it'll also create a backup folder that goes with that file in the folder that we chose to save it. So now once that's complete, now let's see, it's still going here. Now once you get this all done, if it ever gets finished, okay, there we go. Nope, not yet. Taking a little, okay. Now, once that's done, now it creates a backup folder and in a directory wherever you chose to save it. Once that's complete now, we'll go back and look at our work sets. Now, originally, these were owned by me. I don't want to own them now. So I want to distribute out the ownership to other individuals. So I'll click Relinquish All Mine. So I'm giving up ownership to everything I currently had ownership with. So once that's done, I go Synchronize with Central, and I'll synchronize now. Now, okay, I can synchronize now. Wow, it's taking a while. And then I can also go here in this drop down. Uh-oh, I want to do that. Let's just synchronize it over what we just previously did. I want to show you, okay, now here, if I drop this down, I can have modified settings, and this still dialog box will pop up, and you can add comments here, whether you add a wall or a door or whatever. That's what that's for. And we'll just click OK here. So that'll push any changes back. Now let's click Work Sets again. Pushing the information back to my central. So now we'll click Work Sets again. And now what you'll see, there it pops up. Okay. Now what you see here now is the owner column is blank. because I used to relinquish all mine option and edibles changed to no. It doesn't mean you can't edit. It just means that I don't own it right now. I'm not the owner of that actual work set itself. Now, if edible is set to yes, then the owner, the only and the owner have rights to modify or add to that work set. If it's set to no, anyone can actually add to the work set, including the owner. And it's open means, now I'm gonna go okay here. Now just to verify all of our settings, I'll save, I'll save this. I'll just save as project, and I'm gonna verify there's my central model that we just created. There's the central MEP that we created, or whatever you choose to name it, and just hit cancel. So now what we looked at in this lesson was saving an ME project to set it up work sharing so we create central file first before we add or create a local file. We looked at setting up work sets, the initial setup, and the files to create additional work sets. Those can be at the high level or they can be all the way down to lower levels like doors, windows, and walls. HVAC, electrical, whatever. And we looked at how to relinquish work sets that I currently own and how we synchronize back to the central server. So that's how you create work sets in a central model. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe, and helps me out with other models and other training. Thanks again and have a good night. Bye.